Boys and girls, behold the beauty of the mighty Egypt, home to the colossal Nile River, 6,800 kilometers long, keeping communities of soldiers, priests, scribes, craftsmen, hunters, fishermen, herdsmen, and farmers alive. Gods are put in the form of art, sculptures, drawings, and architecture to be worshipped. Thus, art is not just a painting done by bored people. It has a deeper meaning. Gods were worshipped differently according to the area. Gods were not constant, adjusting the surroundings and happenings. The richness of the art of Egypt is like none other. It is not a painting or a sculpture. It is a god.
I will now show a physical example of the typical Egyptian artifact. Does anyone know what this artifact was used for? This artifact is a pot with a rope, and it was used to get water from fountains, and food was placed in the pot. The images on the right hand side will give a clear example of the pots, and pots were an essential item.
It is important to look at the historical background before attempting to analyze ancient Egyptian art. The Egyptians used their art to record victories, to pay tribute to their gods, and it was a part of the afterlife ritual. The statue below of Nefertiti is an example of art used to immortalize her status as a powerful queen. It is vital to know that the link between art and religion is very strong when considering ancient Egyptian art, because it is the main subject matter. The gods could either be depicted as humans, animals, or human-animal hybrids. Below we can see a few examples. For instance, please look at the jackal figure. He represents Anubis, the god of death.
The new work we will discuss is what contrast and proportion is. Contrast is when you can see the difference between the following: light and dark, rough and smooth, small and large shapes in an artwork. This is to create visual interest. Next is proportion. Proportion is the scale of an object in an artwork related to another. In ancient Egypt, more important figures were big and slaves were small. This was to represent the hierarchy. Now that the new work has been explained, you will have to do the following. Look at the artwork given to you. Then give the design principles present in the artwork as well as the art elements. With the new information given on contrast and proportion, this has to be incorporated as well. You will be given 10 minutes as an individual to do the work. And finally, as a group, you will compile a new analysis with each person's work. This will be given 20 minutes for. A short presentation will be given after completing this by the groups.
Over the course of the lesson, you have been taught contrast and proportion in depth. You have been given time to compare your individual analysis of the Egyptian art with your group members in order to have a complete analysis. In your groups of 4, you will now present your complete analysis to the class. I will be looking at how well your examples of contrast and proportion match up with the definitions given to you earlier. You must show me through your analysis that you understand how both elements are used specifically in ancient Egyptian art. What I would like you to notice here is how amazing the ancient Egyptians were at making spectacular art.